Hi students, I am your biology lecturer Sunil sir. Today I will run a biology online class with PowerPoint presentation. ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ರೀಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಇನ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದು ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ 90% ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಇವತ್ತು ಆ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ನ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ರಿವೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಹಾಗೆ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ದ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ರೀಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಇನ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್. Reproduction means reproduction is a biological process. In that process, one parental organism have give birth to young ones, and the young one is similar to itself is called as reproduction. And reproduction is essential for all living organism because each and every organism they have continued the species from one generation to another generation through reproduction. Before going to the reproduction, I have discussed about life cycle and lifespan of organism. Okay, then move on to the next slide. Lifespan of organism. Lifespan means lifespan is a period or duration between birth to natural death of an organism is called as a lifespan. That lifespan is varies from one organism to another organism as a species specific. For example, mayfly lifespan is 1 day. Butterfly lifespan is 1 to 2 weeks. Crow lifespan is 15 years. Crocodile 60 years. Man 100 years. Parrot 140 years. Tortoise 100 to 150 years. Wheat plant 6 months. Banyan tree 200 years. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾನ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಎರಡು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ತಗೋತೀನಿ ನಾನು. ಕ್ರೌ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ಯಾರಟ್, they are same size, same group of organism, but they have shows wide difference in their lifespan. Crow is 15 years, parrot is 140 years. That means lifespan is not depends on any characteristics of organism, is a species specific. Next, coming to the types of reproduction. Reproduction is mainly categorized into two types: asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. First, coming to asexual mode of reproduction. It's a primitive type of sexual reproduction that can be commonly observed in lower group of organisms like Monera, Protistans, some plants. Asexual reproduction means the parental organism, especially single parent, only one parent, it give rise to a offsprings with or without involvement of gametes is called as asexual reproduction. Only one parent is involved in asexual reproduction, and there is no formation of gametes in asexual reproduction. There is no involvement of mitotic cell division, and individuals are genetically and morphologically identical to their parents. Hence, the offsprings developed through asexual reproduction are called as clones. And sexual mode of reproduction, either two or one parent is involved in sexual reproduction. When the parent is bisexual, only one parent is enough for sexual reproduction. And in sexual reproduction, fusion and formation of gametes is also involved, and involvement of meiosis cell division, and individuals have shows variation because in sexual reproduction meiosis cell division will occur, hence they have shows variation. That variation is helpful for evolution. Next, mode of asexual reproduction. That asexual reproduction is also occurred by several types like fission, budding, spore formation, vegetative propagation. These are the major types of asexual reproduction. In fission, they have observed two types of method: binary fission and multiple fission. First, coming to binary fission. Binary fission means the parental organism, it divides equally into two daughter organisms. Is called as binary fission. ಒಂದು ಪೇರೆಂಟಲ್ ಆರ್ಗನಿಸಮ್ ಎರಡು ಡಾಟರ್ ಆರ್ಗನಿಸಮ್ ಆಗಿ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆಗೋದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಬೈನರಿ ಫಿಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಅಮೀಬಾ, ಯೂಗ್ಲಿನಾ, ಪ್ಯಾರಾಮೀಷಿಯಮ್. ಯು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ದ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್. ಈ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ನ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ಪೇರೆಂಟಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಇದೆ. ಆ ಪೇರೆಂಟಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ಲಿಂದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟು ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ದೆನ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಸೆಲ್ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಬೈನರಿ ಫಿಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟು ಕ್ಯಾರಿಯೋಕೈನೆಸಿಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ದೆನ್ ಸೈಟೋಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಾ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಬೈನರಿ ಫಿಷನ್. In amoeba, they have observed irregular binary fission because amoeba, they do not have definite shape. Hence, they have shows irregular binary fission. But in paramecia, they have observed transverse binary fission. And in euglena, they have observed longitudinal binary fission. This is the binary fission. Next, they move on to the another type of fission, multiple fission. Example, entamoeba. It's the Entamoeba histolytica is a pathogen and also observed in amoeba and also observed in plasmodium. Multiple fission, they have occurred by two steps. One is ancestration, another one is sporulation. Ancestration means during unfavorable condition, the organism have withdraw their pseudopodial movement and develop a three-layered cyst wall is called as ancestration. That cyst wall help for survive the organism in adverse condition. Then once the favorable condition will comes, the cyst wall will be burst and they release pseudopodial spores. That process is called as sporulation. And each and individual spores have developed as a new organism. Is called as multiple fission. It can be observed in amoeba, plasmodium and entamoeba. Amoeba have shows both binary fission and multiple fission. During favorable condition, they have shows binary fission. During unfavorable condition, they have shows multiple fission. Next, coming to the budding. Budding means it's a small external outgrowth from the parental body. It's called as bud. And it grows larger and developed as an individual organism. It's called as budding. Example, Hydra. Hydra, they have observed external budding. And another one example, yeast, unicellular fungi. Yeast also shows external budding. Another one example, sponges. They have shows germules, internal budding. Next, another type of asexual reproduction, spore formation. Some algae and fungi, they have produced motile or non-motile unicellular spores, reproductive spores. That spores have released from respective structure like sporangia. And each and individual spores has developed as a new organism. In spores, they have observed two types, motile and non-motile. Motile spores can be observed in algae, Chlamydomonas. That motile spores are called zoospores. They have conceived flagella. And non-motile spores can be observed in Conidia. Example, penicillium. That motile structure allow for movement. They have shows independent movement. Okay, and the last picture, it is the germules, internal bud in sponges. Next, another type of asexual reproduction in flowering plants or in angiosperm is called as vegetative propagules, because in angiosperm, the vegetative part like root, stem, leaf, they also reproduce or give rise to new plants is called as vegetative propagules, and the structure used in propagation they called as vegetative propagules. The major vegetative propagules are runner in oxalis, sucker in mint, tuber, potato, offset, water hyacinth, bulb, onion, rhizome, ginger, bulbils, agave, leaf bud, bryophyllum. These are the major vegetative propagules with example. These are structures. First one is potato, that eye buds have the vegetative propagule structure. Second one is suckers observed in chrysanthemum. Third one is pistia like offset. Fourth one is bryophyllum, leaf bud. In bryophyllum, the margin notches have concedes axillary bud. It gives rise to shoot and root. Then next one is runner like strawberry. This one is agave, bulbils. These are called as floral buds. The last one is ginger, rhizome. These are the major vegetative propagules. Then coming to the sexual mode of reproduction. Sexual means is either one or biparental. It involved fusion of male and female gametes. Sexual reproduction. In sexually reproducing organism, they have shown some changes in their lifespan. The changes are called juvenile phase, reproductive phase, and senescent phase. Juvenile phase, before maturation, that growth period is called as juvenile phase. After maturation, the organism have able to produce gamete is called as reproductive phase, and the end of the reproductive phase is called as senescent phase. Some hormones and external factors have promote the organism have changes from one phases to another phase. Then coming to events in sexual reproduction. The important topic, events in sexual reproduction. All sexually reproducing organisms have shows three basic events in their reproduction. These are pre-fertilization event. Second one is fertilization event or syngamy. Third one is post-fertilization event. First, I have discussed about pre-fertilization event. Pre means first or before fertilization. Fertilization ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೂ ಮುಂಚೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು pre-fertilization event ಅಂತ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. They have involving two sub-events, gametogenesis and gamete transfer. First, coming to gametogenesis. Gamete means these are the haploid sex cell is called as gamete. Genesis means formation. Formation of haploid sex cell in their gonads is called as gametogenesis. Gametes are mainly two types, male and female gametes. And based on the structure, gametes also classified into two types, homogametes and heterogametes. Homogametes means both male and female gametes are identical to each other. ಅಂದರೆ ಎರಡು ಮೇಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟ್ಸ್ ನೋಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇಮ್ ಇದ್ದು ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ವಿಷ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದಾಗ ಅದನ್ನು ಹೋಮೋಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಇದನ್ನು ಆಲ್ಗೆನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹೆಟಿರೋಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟ್ಸ್, ಬೋತ್ ಮೇಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಮಾರ್ಫಾಲಜಿಕಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಸಿಮಿಲರ್. ಎರಡೂ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ಮೇಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅದನ್ನು ಹೆಟಿರೋಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್. Male gametes is called as sperm, female gamete is called as ova. In lower plants, male gametes are called antherozoids, female gametes are called egg. It is a heterogametes. Next, gametogenesis. Gametes are haploid structure, but some organisms are diploid or haploid in nature. How they diploid organism have produced haploid gametes? Before going to that topic, I have discussed about sexuality in organism. Sexuality means some organism have able to produce both male and female gametes. Some organism have produced only one type of gametes. Based on that character, organism have categorized into two types, bisexual organism and unisexual organism. Bisexual means the organism have produced both male and female gametes. Unisexual means organism have produced either male or female. In bisexual organism, they have also called some synonymous words like monoecious, homothallic, and hermaphrodites. Monoecious means the plants have beards both male and female flowers. Example, coconut, maize, cucurbita, these are the example for monoecious plant. Homothallic means the thallus. That means the plant body cannot be differentiated into male and female. Not the plant body cannot be differentiated into distinct root, shoot, and leaf. They called as thallus. The thallus have consists both male and female reproductive structures. They called as homothallic. Example, Cara is a long filamentous branched algae. In hermaphrodite, that means bisexual animals. The animal have considered both male and female reproductive structure. They called as hermaphrodite. Example, earthworm, leech, tapeworm. Then unisexual condition. They have also considered some synonymous words. That means heterothallic condition and dioecious condition. Dioecious means the plant bears only one type of flowers, either male or female. Example, papaya and date palm. Heterothallic, the thallus consists only one type of sex organ. Example, Markensia. These are the sexuality in organism. Next, in gamete production, especially formation of gametes occurred in their gonads. Gonad means reproductive structure. In that reproductive structure, a specialized cell is present. They called as gamete mother cell or myocyte cell, is a diploid cell. That cell undergo meiosis cell division, produce haploid gametes. Haploid gametes. But some haploid organism or aplontic life cycle organism, gamete produced through mitotic cell division. Mitotic cell division is the formation of gametes. Next sub-event in pre-fertilization, gamete transfer. Gamete transfer is also one of the essential event in sexual reproduction. In lower organism like algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, and lower animals like amphibians, fishes, water is the medium for gamete transfer. Water is the medium for gamete transfer. In that organism, either male or female gametes are motile in nature. That motility is allowed for movement of gamete, have reached the another gamete and achieve the fertilization. But in higher plants like gymnosperm and angiosperm, both male and female gametes are non-motile. Hence, in this organism have shows a special mechanism for gamete transfer is pollination. Pollination means transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma. The special mechanism only occurred in angiosperm and gymnosperm. Next, in higher animals like birds and mammals have shows a special mechanism, copulation or sexual intercourse for gamete transfer. It is a gamete transfer method. Next, coming to second event in sexual reproduction, fertilization. Fertilization means formation of fertilization means fusion of male and female gametes to form diploid zygote is called as fertilization or syngamy. Is one of the vital event in sexual reproduction. But some organisms have developed without fertilization. Such that process is called as parthenogenesis. In that process, the female gamete is directly develops into new organism without fertilization. Example, honeybee, lizard, turkey. In that organism, they have observed parthenogenesis. The organism develop without fertilization. Next, last event, post-fertilization event. Post-fertilization event, that means the events occur after fertilization. ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿತ್ತು, ಬಟ್ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಇವೆಂಟ್ ಒಂದು ಆಗಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದನ್ನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇವಾಗ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್, ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದ ಇವೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಕರ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್. ಅಂದರೆ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಏನೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವ ಥರ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್. ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಇವೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ 2 sub events. One is zygote formation, second one is embryogenesis. These are the 2 events in post fertilization event. First, coming to zygote development. Zygote means is a product of fertilization, ಡಿಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಡ್ ಸೆಲ್. ಅಂದರೆ ಎರಡು ಮೇಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟ್ ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಡಿಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಡ್ ಸೆಲ್ನ ನಾವು ಝೈಗೋಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಇಸ್ ಅ ವೈಟಲ್ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಒನ್ ಜನರೇಷನ್ ಟು ಅನದರ್ ಜನರೇಷನ್. ಅಂದರೆ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸಿಂದ ಆಫ್ಸ್ಪ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಇರುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ವೈಟಲ್ ಲಿಂಕ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲಿ ರಿಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ದ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಎ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಝೈಗೋಟ್. ಎಲ್ಲ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋದು ಕೂಡ ಈ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಝೈಗೋಟಿಂದಾನೆ. The zygote is a vital link between the one generation to another generation. Then, how the zygote will develop? Before going to the zygote development, I also know about type of fertilization. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ 2 types ಇದೆ. ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್. External fertilization means the fusion of male and female gametes takes place outside the body of an organism. ಇದನ್ನ ಯಾಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ, ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಬಾಡಿಯಿಂದ ಆಚೆ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂದರೆ ಝೈಗೋಟ್ ಕೂಡ ಬಾಡಿಯಿಂದ ಆಚೆನೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಝೈಗೋಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಎ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಮ್. ಹ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲಿ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸ್ಡ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಝೈಗೋಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಎ ಥಿಕ್ ವಾಲ್. ಇಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಡೆಸಿಕೇಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡ್ಯಾಮೇಜ್. ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಡೆಸಿಕೇಷನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಡ್ಯಾಮೇಜಿಂದ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಥಿಕ್ ವಾಲ್ನ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಫಿಶಸ್, ಆಂಫಿಬಿಯನ್ಸ್, ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಶೋಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸೇಷನ್. Another type of fertilization, internal. That means fusion of male and female gamete takes place inside the body of an organism. ದ ಇಂಟರ್ನಲಿ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸ್ಡ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮಲ್ಲಿ ಝೈಗೋಟ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಥಿಕ್ ವಾಲ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ದ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಆಫ್ ಎನ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಫೀಚರ್ ಆಫ್ zygote. Then after formation of zygote, it undergoes some dormancy stage. That means it takes some rest for further development. That period is called as dormancy or inactive stage. Next, after formation of zygote, that zygote will develop into embryo. This is called as embryogenesis. Formation of embryo from zygote. Zygote is a single cell, diploid single cell. How they develops into embryo? That means zygote undergoes cell division to form a embryo. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಝೈಗೋಟ್ ಯಾವ ಸೆಲ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಐದರ್ ಮೈಟೋಸಿಸ್ ಆರ್ ಮಿಯೋಸಿಸ್. ದಟ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಸೈಕಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್. ವೆನ್ aplontic life cycle organism, zygote undergo meiosis cell division. In aplontic organism, zygote undergo meiosis cell division to produce haploid spores. That spores develops into new organism. But in diplontic organism, zygote undergo mitotic cell division. That cells are develops into embryo. Next, coming to embryogenesis. Formation of embryo from zygote. That embryogenesis have involved 2 events, cell division and cell differentiation. These are the 2 events in embryogenesis. ಒಂದು ಸೆಲ್ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸೆಲ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Cell division is either mitosis or meiosis. Especially diplontic organism, mitosis cell division will occur. They will increase the cell number. But cell differentiation, that means after the cell division, the cell number will increases. That group of cells are organized to form a tissue. Then group of tissue are organized to form a organ. Then group of organs are organized to form a organ system. Then complete organ system are grouped to form a organism. It's called as cell differentiation, or also called cellular organization. Then during embryogenesis, the development of organism is also occurred by two types. Some organism development takes place in externally, some organism development takes place in internally. They classify into two types like oviparous and viviparous. Oviparous means the organism have give the organism have lay their eggs. Egg laying organism is called as oviparous. In that organism, the development, the embryogenetic development takes place outside the body of an organism. For example, birds and reptiles. Viviparous, that means the organism have give birth to young ones. In viviparous organism, the development takes place inside the female body of an organism. In oviparous organism, the development takes place in externally, hence the complete egg will covered by calcareous shell. For example, birds and reptiles. These eggs are also called as cleidoic eggs because the hard calcareous shell is covered. But in viviparous, no shell will covered. They called as non-cleidoic egg. These are the some pictures of oviparous animals like ostrich, hummingbird, smallest bird, snakes, chicken, fish, birds. And also have discussed about post-fertilization changes in plants. Plants allo kuda post-fertilization changes ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. That means after fertilization what will be developed? In plants, the reproductive structure is flower. After fertilization, in flowers, the ovaries develops into fruit. Ovules develops into seed. Remaining part, calyx and corolla will be fall down. But in some plants, the calyx will be persistent. For example, tomato, chili, they have observed persistent calyx. These are the post-fertilization changes in plants. It is a complete summary of reproduction in organism. Thank you, students.